join me in welcoming the Spring 2013 candidates for graduation from the College of Arts and Sciences and the College of Informatics. Please join me in welcoming the platform party to the arena stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem, led by Allison Evans, Harley Cooper, Seth Whalen, and Wesley Carman, students in the Department of Theater and Dance.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome Dr. Gail Wells, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, to the podium.
Good morning. You may be seated. It is my high honor to welcome you to the 41st Annual Commencement Ceremony of Northern Kentucky University. This morning, we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates in the Colleges of Arts and Sciences and the College of Informatics. There is no event that better defines the importance and purpose of this university than this one when we honor and celebrate with our newest graduates who today are joining the company of the educated citizenry, prepared to contribute to the economic, cultural, social, and intellectual capacity of our society. Therefore, it is my great pleasure to introduce the most important people in the House, the Spring 2013 graduates. Graduates, will you please stand and let us congratulate you? Thank you. You may be seated. The experience people have during the university years has a mysterious and transforming effect. Please don't underestimate what has happened to you and what you have done. Oliver Wendell Holmes said, and I quote, "One's mind, once stretched by a new idea, never regains its original dimensions," end quote. You have been changed, and you have reinvented yourselves. In becoming educated, or at least having begun the long quest that we call lifetime education, you have assumed the power to control your own destinies. As a group, you have accepted the mantle of leadership for your generation. None of us can predict with certainty what challenges history or circumstances will bring to you, but I can say with complete confidence that you will be prepared for whatever comes. Today, we are celebrating not only your accomplishments as students, but also your potential and your bright future. Although commencement may represent to you an end to this stage of your education, I encourage you to consider it as a beginning. Commencement represents a new beginning. Armed with your NKU degree and the bright promise a great education brings, we are confident that you are prepared to pursue a rich, full life with a balance of meaningful work, love, service to others, and play. Our hope for you is that your energies and creativity will be channeled toward making a better life for yourself and your families and your communities, indeed, for making a better world. This is your day, a day of great joy. Today's date, May 11th, 2013, will always be a memorable one to you. I hope you will look back on the events of this day and will look back with fond remembrance of your transforming time at NKU. We know you will bring pride and honor not only to yourselves and your families, but also to this great university. The most compelling measure of a university's worth is the quality of its graduates. The accomplishments of this class of 2013 and the alumni from our previous classes are evidence that NKU is indeed a great university. Please join me once again in recognizing our graduates and celebrating their success. Thank you. At this time, it is my honor to introduce the distinguished members of the platform party. I will ask them to stand as I call their names and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Will members of the Board of Regents please stand as I read your name? Chair of the Board of Regents, Terry L. Mann. Vice Chair of the Board of Regents, Brenda L. Wilson. Secretary to the Board of Regents, Dennis Repenning. Regent Richard A. Bainey. Regent Martin C. Butler. Regent Jacqueline Emmerine. Regent Virginia G. Fox. Regent Stephen A. Meyer. Regent Eric Peterson. Will Jeffrey Mearns, President of Northern Kentucky University, please stand? Will Freeman Rabowski, President of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and our honorary degree recipient, please stand? Will Tracy Swagman, President-elect of the Alumni Association, please stand? Will David Bender, President of NKU Foundation, please stand? Will Chad Smith, our student speaker and representative of the class of 2013, please stand? And will members of the President's Cabinet please stand? And now please join me in recognizing this distinguished platform party. Thank you. Now I would like to offer a special welcome to those who care so deeply about our graduates. There is a sense of pride and joy surging through the audience today. I know the class of 2013 would agree with me that they could not possibly have reached this point without the love, encouragement, and support of so many of you. The dreams of many people are being realized here today, and it is appropriate to share the recognition as well as the pride that is inherent in this wonderful event. So let me first recognize the parents, grandparents, and family members of our graduates. I know you are all so proud of your graduates. You too are to be congratulated. Will the parents, grandparents, and family members of our graduates please stand and let us thank you. Thank you and congratulations. And now I want to single out for special recognition an extremely important part of our NKU community, our faculty. Let me take a minute to honor them and bring your attention to the key role they have played in bringing the class of 2013 to this important milestone. NKU's faculty members are the very heart of this dynamic institution. Their dedication ensures our students receive an education that we like to call up close and personal. Colleges and universities have changed over time, and many wonderful things happen on a university campus. But one thing is no different now than it was when that first teacher inspired that first pupil, and that is the importance of the essential relationship between students and faculty members as teachers, scholars, and learners. Northern Kentucky University is so fortunate to have a faculty so firmly dedicated to students and their learning. This faculty brings academic credentials from some of the most prestigious universities in the world. Many have achieved distinction on the state, national, and international stage through their accomplishments. It is now my distinct pleasure to ask all members of the current faculty and emeritus professors to stand as you join me by honoring them with your applause. Thank you.
Harvard was the first university to confer honorary degrees in 1692. Since then, it has become a recognized function of the degree-granting institutions. Honorary degrees are an opportunity for universities to single out people who have made contributions to society. Today's honorary degree is presented to Dr. Freeman Hrabowski, President of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Dr. Hrabowski, would you please join me? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Parker J. Palmer wrote in his book, Let Your Life Speak, "Vocation doesn't mean a goal that I pursue. It means a calling that I hear. Before I can tell my life what I want to do with it, I must listen to my life telling me who I am." I share this quote with you because it describes the life and mission of our honorary degree recipient. Dr. Freeman A. Hrabowski III, your dedication to expanding opportunities for all students pursuing degrees in science, math, and engineering, particularly underrepresented minorities, is an inspiration to all of us who aspire to educate others. As president of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, your outstanding leadership has led to your university's reputation as one of America's leading institutions for best undergraduate teaching. For 4 years in a row, U.S. News and World Report has ranked UMBC the nation's #1 up-and-coming university. When you arrived as vice provost in 1987, UMBC was a local commuter school. You came with big plans to transform the institution into a college where, and these are your words, it is cool to be smart. Today, UMBC produces large numbers of technology graduates. Each year, more than 40% of the degrees your university confers are in math, engineering, and science. Before broadcasting an interview with CBS's 60 Minutes, the introduction declared about you, Freeman Hrabowski has transformed a young university into a research institution recognized as one of the most innovative in the country. His goal, continue building a campus that's first-rate in research and instruction and that prepares students of all backgrounds for success. Dr. Anthony Marks, the former president of Amherst College, said of you, Freeman is one of those rare figures who has single-handedly turned around a major institution. Along the way, he has taught all of higher education that minority and low-income students can and should be held to the highest standards and can meet those standards and excel. Through your innovative ideas and scholarship, you continue to explore new ways to increase student participation and performance in the STEM fields with a special emphasis on African American males. Your formula for academic success is a simple one. Hard work equals future success. In your 60 Minutes interview, you expanded on that message, and I quote, "We have to teach Americans of all races, from all backgrounds, what it takes to be the best. And at the heart of it is the same thing we saw when we were kids. Work hard. Nothing, I don't care how smart you are, nothing takes the place of hard work." You also place great responsibility for student success on educators. You stress the importance of fostering collaborative relationships between colleges and universities and their faculties with their students. And you give great credit for your success to your parents. They were school teachers who taught you the values of education, personal responsibility, and hard work. You also recall the lessons you learned from growing up in Birmingham, Alabama in the 1950s and 1960s. When you were 12 years old, you were arrested for participating in a civil rights march. You spent 5 days in jail among adult felons. During this time, from your cell window, you heard the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. tell fellow activists that what they were doing would change the world. As an adult, you have made Dr. King's prophetic words come true. The march gave your life a mission. You said the experience taught you that the more we expect of our children, the more they can achieve. Dr. Freeman A. Hrabowski III, the faculty and Board of Regents of Northern Kentucky University have resolved to confer and do hereby confer upon you this 11th day of May in the year 2013, the honorary degree of Doctorate of Higher Education. Congratulations.
Let me begin by saying that you have a very special president and a very special university. In fact, I have come to learn from very reliable sources that your president, President Learns, is the only president in America who has done the Harlem Shakes. Would you give him a big hand for that, please? I have to tell you that Eric Peterson, who's a great young leader, has helped me out and asked the class to give some comments, and I got amazing comments from John Miner and Gracie Walker and Laurie Moore and Terry Darrington and Joey Cunningham and others about this university. And I want to say, I've never heard students talk more glowingly about a faculty in all of my life. They talked about the fact that the faculty and staff here deeply care about students. They talked about the sense of community and about the fact that there were small classes and opportunities for growth. And I listened to a group of students last night at dinner who could tell me about how they sometimes were not as well prepared and how faculty said nothing but the best was acceptable, and how they pushed them to be better and better, and how they pushed them to get out of their comfort zones, and most important, gave them the support. And so I was stunned when someone said, Dr. Hrabowski, the NKU experience, the Northern Kentucky University experience, is the ideal university education. Give all of yourselves a hand. Class of 2013. And so students, graduates, this is your day, and the best commencement speakers are always brief. Give me a hand for brevity. I'm gonna be brief. Brevity, all right? Everybody wants that. But let me start by saying that I want all the graduates to stand and give your mothers a hand. This is a special week. Your mothers and grandmothers, give them a hand. This is their weekend also. And to all the administrators, if I had the voice of your announcer, I could raise a lot of money. I really could. He's got that deep voice. I don't have that voice. But here we go. Students, you remember when you were freshmen in your English class, the professor said about writing, introduce what you're going to say. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them, all right? So I'm going to make this very simple. I'm going to tell you about the importance of enjoying this moment, of being inspired, and of never stop learning. And once I do that, I want you to reflect on your own experiences. I'm going to sit down, and you're going to be so happy. So watch, and here we go. Here we go, all right? My mother, my deceased mother, was an English teacher and taught me. I got my worst grades in my mother's class. She was always working to inspire me, and amazingly, my grandmother would try to help me out as I was working on my math and working on a poem or some work, and my grandmother would make 2 blueberry pies. 1 pie for the family and 1 pie for little fat Freeman, all right? And my mother tried to get her mother to stop giving me so much dessert, but my grandmother liked those fat cheeks, to pick French on. So I'd have my own pie, so I'd be sitting there doing a math problem with blueberry pie all over my face. And my grandmother would be saying, that's just fine, baby, you just enjoy yourself. And I can still taste that pie 50 years later. Now, that is what I call savoring the experience. Well, I want you to savor, to enjoy this moment. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. I promise you. This is when you've got your mothers, fathers, grandmothers, family members, faculty members, and friends all around you. And on that day when you are discouraged, when something is not going well, I want you to remember this day because it reflects your hard work. And as the student said, your perseverance, and you're saying, I'll never, never, never give up. And this day can inspire you for the next day. Remember this moment. Secondly, I want you to be inspired by your own stories and your own dreams. My mother and father grew up in little country towns outside of Montgomery and Selma, Alabama. I grew up in the big city in Birmingham, and they would always tell stories. My dad was always saying, boy, you're so lucky. You've got somebody to take you to school every day. When I was growing up, he would say, I had to walk 5 miles to school every day. I finally got so tired, I said, Dad, that's why your feet are so big. To which he responded, boy, don't you get smart with me. But my mother told a story that embarrassed me all of my childhood, and yet I tell it to CEOs, I tell it to my students. She said, beginning at about age 12, she had a choice of working in a hot cotton field in Wetumpka, Alabama, or going to work in a wealthy home. And she wanted to see how rich people lived. And the significance of the experience of working in that home was that she noticed that the defining characteristic of the home was that they all read a lot. And there was a library in the home when there was no public library for little girls of color at that time. And the woman was very kind to her and said, Maggie, when you finish your work, you can go into the library and read. Now, there was no TV at that time. This was back in the 30s. And mother would get a book, and the woman was nice and said, take the book home, bring it back when you finish. All of a sudden, my mother's friends would get very upset with her because they would say, come on outside and play, Maggie. And she would say, surprisingly, no, I want to keep reading my book. And they would say, why would you want to keep your nose in that book? And then she began to think about just why she decided to read. And this is what she said. She said, the more she read, the better a reader she became. And the more proficient a reader she became, the more she enjoyed the experience. And the more she enjoyed reading, the more reading she did. And the more she read, she said, the better a writer she became, and the better a speaker. And she began to put her situation, being a little poor girl in the Deep South, to put that in perspective. And it gave her a sense of self. Before that, she had read a wonderful book, the Bible, but that was it. Well, she watched her girlfriends read, and she noticed they would always frown when they read because they only read when they had to for class. And they'd push the book aside and say, that's not interesting. And then she got it. The problem was they never read enough to get good at reading, and therefore they only did it when they had to. And it was at that point she knew exactly what she wanted to do for the rest of her life, to become a teacher of English, to teach children that at the foundation of their lives will be learning to read and think. And even years later, when she became a math teacher, she found out that what she needed to do in math and word problems was to read well. And so whether one was in accounting or in engineering or in science, in any area, in all the areas that you represent, you have learned to read. Now, in that period, and even when I was a child in the 60s, only about 10% of Americans had college degrees. Today, we've gotten up to about 30% in some places. Here, you're at about 20%. You represent the best educated people in America. You are going to be the leaders. And I challenge you, like my mother, like me, to be inspired by your stories and the stories of all those people, your mothers and fathers and grandparents who did things so you could sit here today. Stories inspire. One of my mother's favorite authors was Zora Neale Hurston. And in her book, Their Eyes Were Watching God, the book begins, ships at a distance have every man's wish on board. For some, they come in with the tide. For others, they sail forever on the horizon, never out of sight, never landing, until the watcher turns his head away in resignation. His dreams mocked to death by time. That is the life of men and women. And that's what we're saying about you today. The difference between you and some of your friends from high school is you've learned to read and think well, to write, and to analyze problems. And now you've persevered. You are reaching a dream, a goal today. And the key to that dream is that you will be able to lead many people. I would challenge you to remember that being educated doesn't mean you know all you need to know. What it means is you're really ready to learn. And there's my third point, to never stop learning. How many of you, watch this, this is going to tell you a lot about humankind and technology. How many of you in the entire place remember when your house got its first television? Now notice the students are going, for the most part, what do you mean? Wasn't there always a house and the television? No. Parents know what I'm talking about. How many of you remember when you went from black and white TV to color TV? One or two students, but parents remember that, right? The student that wasn't TV always in color? No, right? How many remember when you got the first computer in your house? Now we're getting a few more, right? How many remember when you got your first iPhone or PC, right? Right? Well, let me tell you, when I was in college, the man came, a guy who was talking about the future, and he said, the day will come when everybody will walk around with a phone. And I'm Mr. Smart, so I get up to prove to him that it was impossible, and I wanted mathematicians to use some kind of minimization and maximization problem to talk about maximizing the number of phone lines, right, and minimizing the confusion among those lines. I thought I was so smart. Well, the problem was I didn't realize you could get to wireless phones. Anybody 30 years ago who thinks about a phone, think back, you always had a cord to it. We had never imagined a phone without a cord. What is my point? I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much you know. There's so much more to know. You know, you all are great here in informatics. You're great in journalism. You're great in theater. Well, one of our favorite muses on my campus is Samuel Beckett, an Irish novelist who often wrote in French. And in one of the books, Beckett's character says this about the dancing of bees. This is really important, guys. This is at the heart of your commencement. He said this: here is something, this communication among bees as they dance. Here is something I could study all my life and never understand it. And the significance is that he said it with great happiness. He was fascinated because the more he began to understand how these bees communicated as they danced, the more he realized there was so much more to know. And there is the essence of your Northern Kentucky University education. You've learned just enough to understand that wisdom means you always remember there's more to go. In the words of Churchill, never, never, never give up. Keep studying and reading and thinking, and most important, keep asking good questions. You know, at the end of my mother's life, my wife and I had brought her from Birmingham to Baltimore. Brilliant woman who just loved ideas and reading and helping people. And all of a sudden, we realized she had developed dementia. You don't want to see your mother or your father go downhill. You think they're going to live forever. And that's why I say celebrate your parents and your grandparents and be thankful when you've had that love in your homes. Because we can talk about brain power all day. Nothing takes the place of family and relationships and friendships. And that's what your message has said to me, that you believe in each other and you believe in your faculty. And my mother looked at me and she didn't even know who I was. I'm an only child. and yet she knew I was familiar. And she said to me something that pierced my heart. She said, "I know the end is near." You don't want to hear that. And I asked her reluctantly, "So what's important to you?" Because when somebody knows that their time is limited in this world, you can get from that person the very essence of their lives. And she said, "What's important?" She said one word, and this is my gift to you on Mother's Day. She said, relationships. She said, my relationship with my God, and she could tell I was about to cry, and she was trying to help me out. She said, just hold on to your faith. You will be okay. I put that on her tombstone. Hold on to your faith. And then she said, my relationship with my husband, he's a wonderful man. She'd forgotten my father had died 20 years before. And then she shocked me, because I'm an only child, and I remember that. She looked me right in my face, and she says, you know, I have a son. And all of a sudden, my grief turned to anger. I'm thinking, she's had a kid when she's a teenager, never told me about it. She's about to die and gonna drop this mess in my lap to deal with. I am not a happy camper. I'm like my students, TMI, too much information. If you haven't told me tonight, don't you come here with this before you die. I'm looking real mean, real mean. I'm upset. And all of a sudden she said, he's a college president. Thank God she was talking about me. I'd forgotten. She didn't know who it was. But then she gave me the most wonderful gift. She said, but you know, I now understand that teachers touch eternity through their students. She said, whatever I had to give, I gave it to my students, my sense of right and wrong, my lust for learning, and my belief in them. But this is what your faculty have done for you. Your faculty members have said to you, we believe in you. And they will always live through what you do for the next generation. Therein is your challenge. Just as you have praised them, live your lives in such a way that others will say, he or she made a difference in whatever the profession in my lives. I challenge you to watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Dreams and values. Congratulations to the class of 2013. You are absolutely amazing. Congratulations to all of you.
Well, stories inspire, and Dr. Herman Grabowski inspires, doesn't he? Let's thank him one more time for such an inspirational speech. Our student speaker is Chad Smith. He is graduating today with a joint Juris Doctorate from Chase Law School and a Master of Health Informatics from the College of Informatics. Chad has the distinction of being the very first student admitted to the joint degree program. He's currently the Director of Business Development for a local healthcare information technology company, and after graduation, Chad will sit for the Ohio bar exam in July 2013. Please join me in welcoming Chad Smith to the podium.
Provost Wells, thank you for the kind introduction. I'm happy that they assigned me to go second behind that commencement, but we'll work through it. I would like to take the chance to thank all who've assisted me on this academic journey, especially those in the College of Informatics and at the Chase College of Law. I would also like to thank my friends and family for their continued support. When I was chosen to speak today, I had the reaction I'm sure many do. What an honor. Now what am I going to say? I have to admit my first place to go for answers to that question was the internet. Although my research was brief, I quickly realized what I wanted to cover and what I wanted to avoid in addressing all of you today. I'll first start with what I won't be covering. No cliche slogans, I hope. No politics, no foreign culture. No foreign policy, no pop culture. I want to discuss what unites us as a group, not what makes us different. Today, it doesn't matter whether Republican or Democrat, whether we like Justin Bieber or any other real music, or why Snooki from the Jersey Shore got paid thousands of dollars to deliver a speech, much like I am today. What I would like to focus on are two topics. First, what unites us as fellow graduates as we sit here, and next, what we all share as we leave this place and head off in exciting and varying directions. The most obvious commonality is our choice of university. We've been lucky enough to be part of and responsible for an amazing period of growth for Northern Kentucky University. We saw the ushering in of a new president, the elevation of the Norse into Division I athletics, as well as an exciting change of architecture with additions such as Griffin Hall, the home of the College of Informatics, an impressive physical structure that I believe embodies the approach our university has adopted in being equipped to prepare students as we enter an age of new technologies and new markets. I must admit I was a little disappointed that the new constructions left our theme of constructing everything of entirely gray concrete. But I believe all of these things are something we share and something we can all be proud of. Next, I wanted to look at the faith we all share as we walked out of these doors and into the proverbial real world. In deciding what should be said about this, I attempted to avoid the classic, "This is our time" speech, because I'm sure by now all of us know that there's much more to the process that is life than the cardboard square we have sitting atop our heads. Rather, in preparing and sharing in this process, I would like to leave you with two quotes, both of which resonated with me when I first saw them, and again as I pondered what this event, graduation, means to me, and what I wanted to share with you all, my colleagues. I thought back to a speech I read that was given to me by the CEO of the company I work for when I was hired. It was by Steve Jobs, Apple co-founder and visionary, as he addressed the Stanford graduates in 2005. Those quotes have helped me in my decision-making processes as I have and continue to march one day into the next. The first addresses attempting to make sense of our lives by connecting all the dots that we create each day. Jobs said, and I quote, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down and has made all the difference in my life." The next quote he took from the cover of the Whole Earth catalog, printed in the mid-1970s, that pointed to the mindset he believed is necessary to truly pursue what you are passionate about. Although brief, it simply read, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." I'm someone who has invested a significant portion of his life to academic endeavors. By my recent calculations, 243 earned credit hours. That equates to a lot of classes and a lot of time. I've had many days in my 8 years in college that I spent wondering if I was making the right decisions. It is only now, looking back, that I can connect the dots and see what I have accomplished. At the same time, it has taken the hunger I believe Mr. Jobs was speaking of to continue on what some may say a long and foolish journey. What I would like for you to take away from this is simple. Be passionate, yet calculated with what it is you decide to pursue, but do not expect for it to make sense every day. So please, today, take time, connect the dots of your hard work, but tomorrow, the next day, and the day after that, I ask you, stay hungry and stay foolish. Thank you.
Please welcome Ms. Tracy Schwegman, President-elect of the NKU Alumni Association, to our podium.
Good morning. As the incoming president of the NKU Alumni Council, I'm pleased to offer all of you my sincere congratulations for all of the hard work you have put in to reaching this milestone today. I'd also like to welcome you to the club. As graduates of Northern Kentucky University, you are now officially members of the NKU Alumni Association. Now I know what you're thinking. Great, when do I get that bill? I promise you, no bill will be coming, you're in the clear. That membership is part of what you carry with you alongside your degree when you cross that stage today. In fact, every NKU graduate in this arena is a part of the Alumni Association, and we'd like to take a moment to recognize you. So if anyone here in the arena holds a degree from Northern Kentucky University or Chase Law, could you please stand so that we can recognize you? Thank you. Thank you for all you do to support and represent NKU and the communities in which you reside. The mission of the club of which you are now a member, the NKU Alumni Association, is threefold: to connect alumni to strengthen relationships, to celebrate the university and alumni successes, and to lead in endeavors that further the interests of the university and its supporters. Simply said, our mission is to connect, celebrate, and lead. Some of you may be surprised to know that NKU has over 50,000 alumni all over the world doing terrific things, many sitting right here in this arena. Our message from the Alumni Council: as you go forward developing and using what you've learned here, please continue to associate yourself publicly with this great institution. It is your personal drive and character that has made this day possible. And the alumni community looks forward to connecting with you and celebrating your accomplishments, not just today, but as you go forward into the future. After all, you are the face and the identity of this university. Continue to connect with this place. Be its conduit of relevance. Provide a continuum far into the future so that others have the opportunity to sit where you're sitting today. It's easy to stay connected. Simply jump on that familiar NKU website. But this time, click on Alumni and Friends. Tell us what you've been up to and find out what we're working on. Friend us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Join us at the many alumni events that we host each year. Or return to this very arena and support the NKU athletic teams. Simply continue to associate yourself with this university because it's certainly proud to associate with you. Many great people from all over the world have previously walked across this stage, and now you are one of them. Congratulations, graduates. Welcome, alumni. And as always, go Norse.
The musical interlude entitled A New Birth of Freedom by Randall Bass commemorates the 150th anniversary of the Gettysburg Address. This narrative setting of Lincoln's immortal speech was commissioned by the United States, the President's own Marine Band in early 2009. Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they here gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people. Shall not perish from the earth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 5th President of Northern Kentucky University, Mr. Jeffrey S. Mearns, to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. And please, let's give another round of applause to our students and our faculty who led them this morning. Thank you very much. It is a privilege to serve as the president of Northern Kentucky University, and it is an honor to make a few remarks to our graduates on this special occasion. And I emphasize the words few because I recognize that the principal reason that you are here today is to receive a diploma. But before we start conferring those degrees, please permit me to recognize a very important person. Today is the 40th anniversary of the first commencement ceremony conducted by our institution. On the screen, you will see a photograph of that first ceremony. We have certainly come a long way since that event was held in Regents Hall, where on that day we conferred 611 degrees. Today, in 3 separate ceremonies, we will confer more than 1,600 degrees. A lot has changed in those 40 years, and there are several people who witnessed this remarkable transformation. Indeed, with us today is a man who was present at the birth of our university, a man who in fact was among those who created this university. That man is our board chair, Mr. Terry Mann. Now, this photograph was taken on February 25th, 1976. That day, Governor Julian Carroll signed a bill granting our institution formal status as a university. The young man, fourth from the left, is our own Terry Mann, a young state representative who crafted that legislation. He and his colleagues had a dream, that on the site of what had been cow pastures, that ambitious and determined men and women could build a comprehensive, modern metropolitan university. And their dreams came true, and we are the beneficiaries. Terry, thank you for believing in the transformative power of education. And now to you, our graduates. You are a continuation of a tradition of excellence that has characterized this institution, this university, since its inception. We have hundreds of distinguished faculty who are dedicated to teaching and scholarship and creative activities, and we have more than 1,000 talented staff who are devoted to your academic success and your personal well-being. In our commencement ceremonies today, as I mentioned a moment ago, more than 1,600 students will receive a degree from our university. 375 of these men and women are graduating with academic honors. Individually and collectively, you have worked hard and you have accomplished a great deal. All of us, the faculty, the staff, the Board of Regents, and your family and your friends, we are very proud of you. You also represent the continuation of a tradition of service that permeates our institution. Our students, our faculty, and our staff regularly and enthusiastically engage in many activities that serve our community and our Commonwealth. At NKU, we value and encourage that service. We also support and proudly and publicly recognize those men and women who have served in our military. This past semester, more than 400 NKU students were United States veterans. At this university, we feel a special obligation to serve these men and women because they have courageously made great sacrifices to protect us and to serve our country. Today in our commencement ceremonies, 39 veterans are receiving a degree from Northern Kentucky University. And I ask that the graduates who are military veterans please stand so that we may recognize your service and your success. And I ask that all of the veterans who are in attendance today, family and friends, faculty and staff, anyone who has served in the military, please stand so that we may all recognize your courageous service to us. And now to our graduates. As the provost said at the outset, for each of you, today marks an end and a beginning. It is the end of an important part of your formal education, and it is the beginning of the next phase of your life, a life in pursuit of knowledge. Whether you embark on a new career, or whether you continue in your current occupation, or whether you choose to get other academic credentials, you will draw upon the knowledge that you have gained and the skills that you have developed here at Northern Kentucky University. I am confident that you are well prepared for the exciting opportunities that await you. And so let me give you a few suggestions, if I may. You have pursued an education in order to get a good job and to provide for yourself and for your family. But no matter how you choose to earn a living, please remember to continue to serve your neighbors by volunteering with charitable organizations or civic associations. You will find, as we all do, that such service is very rewarding. Throughout your experience at our university, I hope that you have been challenged to exceed your expectations. Do not settle for being just average. Please commit yourself to excellence in everything that you do. But always remember that professional success and personal satisfaction require more than knowledge and talent. Be sincere and speak the truth. Model integrity and value integrity in others. Character matters, and so does heart. Within each one of you, there is some special motivation that brought you to this university and that brings you to this place at this time. To arrive at this destination, you have overcome many obstacles. There are likely to be more challenges and some disappointments in the days to come. But as Dr. Hrabowski said, never forget the dream that brings you here today. Whenever you feel discouraged, recall that personal aspiration. summon your special dream. Pursue your personal dream with unrelenting passion and with abiding courage. We believe in a better future. We believe in a better future, a world that will be more peaceful and more just. But our faith in that brighter future is dependent upon you, upon your commitment. Our future rests in your capable hands. Our future is dependent upon the courage of your convictions. We believe in a better future because we believe in you. And finally, on a personal note, please never forget to show your appreciation and your affection for your family and your friends, and for all of the other people in your lives who have helped you become the talented men and women that you are. Honor their gifts to you and repay the debt that you owe to them by sharing your talents and your good fortune with others who need you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for permitting me to share this special day with you. I wish you great good luck. And so let's now go to work. Will all the master, baccalaureate, and associate candidates please rise? That's you folks right there, right? Okay. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Kentucky through the Board of Regents of Northern Kentucky University, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended. I now declare you a graduate of Northern Kentucky University. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Sam Zachary, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. The College of Arts and Sciences offers 5 master degrees: a Master of Arts degree in English, Integrative Studies, and Public History, the Master of Public Administration, and the Master of Science. Achieving a graduate degree requires a committed effort in the pursuit of knowledge. It is my distinct honor to recognize those women and men from the College of Arts and Sciences who are receiving graduate degrees. Mr. President, it is a great pleasure to present these individuals who have successfully completed all the requirements for the master degrees for which they have been recommended by our faculty.
Earning a Master's of Arts, a degree in English from the College of Arts and Science, John Braden. Heather Nicole Braley. April Irene Burt. Amanda Lynn Owens Dempsey. Ray Muff. Kristen A. Kester. Lauren McGee. Jonathan Maxey. Nicole M. Meckler. Sarah Moore. Robert Lee Myers. Tanya Nicole Townsend. Earning a Master's of Arts in Integrative Studies, Wendy Creekmore. Justin Bradley Jett. Kelsey Elise Pennebaker. Duran Sheets. Chad Michael Sheridan. Earning a Master's of Arts in Public History, Tracy Nicole DeBellevue. Jairika Evelyn Guest. Rebecca Jetter. Matthew J. Kelly. Emily Logue. Stephen K. Oldfield. Brian Joseph Planets. Robin Christine Shannon. Sean Michael Thomas. Earning a master's in public administration degree, Elizabeth Marie Fricke. Jim Kaufman. Gina Rachel King. Jeremy Lance Moore. Michael J. Price, Jr. Alan Marie Reinecke. Gargi Sarkar. John Paul Scott. Victoria Diane Vogelsang. Beth Marie Volpenheim. Billy Joe Wood. Receiving a Master of Science degree in Industrial and Organizational Psychology, Aaron M. Bicknell. Nosa Ekator. Robert L. Roselle.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure and a distinct privilege to present these women and men who have successfully completed all requirements for the associate and bachelor degrees for which they have been recommended by our faculty.
Receiving bachelor's degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences are Ayman Al-Taji Al-Alami, cum laude. Jillian Ruth Allig, summa cum laude. Margaret Elaine Altemeyer. Kayla Renee Anderson. Cora Brianne Arney. Aaron R. Arnold, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Lakeisha N. Bailey. Jordan Thomas Baldridge. Catherine G. Barnorst. Kevin Michael Bauer, cum laude. Devin A. Beagle, also receiving a Bachelor of Science degree. Lauren Ashley Becker, magna cum laude. Timothy A. Biting. Jason Michael Bellis, cum laude. Rex Benson. Patrick Andrew Burkoltz. Elizabeth Allison Bishop, cum laude. Brittany Lynn Black, cum laude. Ashley Nicole Blake, magna cum laude. Nicholas M. Blaker, summa cum laude. Amy Lynn Boatwright. David Matthew Beaucamp, cum laude. Jenna Latrice Bradley, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Lindsay Morgan Bradley. Kelly Sue Bryan, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Irina A. Bukovska, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Margaret B. Burcham. Christopher L. Burdett, summa cum laude. Stephen Arnold Cadell. Amy Renee Campbell. Rochelle Panty Caudill. Nicholas R. Chalfin. Jacob Ross Cheeseman. Chelsea Brielle Clark. Kelly Elizabeth Clark, summa cum laude. Margaret Evelyn Cobb. Leah Ann Cook, cum laude. Angela Cooper, summa cum laude. Teresa Lynn Volk Kors. David Richard Cronin. Brittany Rose Cummings. Corey F. Cummings. Joseph Edward Cunningham, Jr. Ashley K. Donolfi. John Oliver Desautels. Brandy Jean Dunn, summa cum laude. Hunter Reem Durden. Shelby Ashley Eckert, cum laude. Harvey Anthony Eubanks IV, magna cum laude. Nikki Farley. James Adam Farr. Jennifer Noel Ferguson. Laura Ann Fitzer, cum laude. Shelley Beth Gamble, summa cum laude. Julia E. Gantz Maniti. Gretchen Ryan Geisler. Julie May Gilbert, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Marissa Catherine Gnotek, magna cum laude. Eric L. Getz. Summer J. Goller. Megan Gooch. Rachel Darlene Goodridge. Courtney Marie Graves, also receiving a Bachelor of Science. Austin Ryan Green. Mitchell L. Green. Marlon Alexander Gregg. Ashley Lauren Griffith, cum laude. Dawn Nicole Grinspan. Matthew D. Gresham. Danielle S. Gronefeld. Zachary Aaron Grosser, cum laude. Ashley Nicole Hall. Elizabeth Patricia Hammond, cum laude. Michelle Lee Hanvey, cum laude. Alexandria Hargrave, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Rachel Lee Harp, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Glenn Truman Harris. Sarah Marie Hart. Austin Jacob Hastings. Christy Marie Hayter. Timothy D. Hatton. Caitlin Nicole Hayes. Robert Edwin Hengelbrock. Andrew Stephen Harold. Nicholas Hettinger, cum laude. Denise R. Hickson, also receiving a Bachelor of Science degree. Derek Lamont Highsmith Sr. Carly M. Hill, cum laude. Jesse K. Himes. Catherine Ann Hitchcock. Madison Kelly Holbrook, summa cum laude. Jordan Ray Holden, magna cum laude. Samuel Christopher Hotop. Courtney Nicole Howard. Thomas Isaac Howard. Nicholas Bergen Howry. Allison M. Huxell. Stephanie K. Ingolia. Jamie Heekin Jacobs, cum laude. Hillary Ann Jameson. Shelby Lynn Jasper. John Kenneth Johnson. Sean Michael Johnson. David John Jones, cum laude. Ashante Jones. Nicole Lynn Kallmeyer, University Honors Scholar. Jonathan Daniel Keith. Eric Michael Kelso. Kayla M. Keeman. Alicia Kilway. Jeremy L. Kittle, also receiving a Bachelor of Science degree from the Hale U.S. Bank College of Business. Jennifer Lee Klein. Danielle Elizabeth Claymeyer, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. James Walter Kohlmeyer. Sharon M. Labate. Mara F. Lambert. Julie M. Langendorfer. Charles L. Langford. Lisa Marie Lepisto. Sierra N. Linnell. Ryan M. Linton. Philip Andrew Lipscomb, magna cum laude. Bradley James Lockwood. Meg Lauren Lombardo, summa cum laude. Richard T. Lucas. Shamira Lachey Lucky, cum laude. Colin R. McGregor. Minadora Macharet, University Honors Scholar. Anna Maloney Duval, summa cum laude. Justin Nicholas Manning, summa cum laude. Kurt W. Marchleski II. Kayla Hope Martin. Sydney Ann Martin, cum laude. Justin McIntyre. Andrew Melfi. Joseph Thomas Mello. Alyssa Nicole Mendez. Brittany Elizabeth Mangler. Kelly Ann Merritt, cum laude. Molly Lynn Myers. Dustin Michael Miller. Regina Lynette Miller, cum laude. Ryan William Miller. Kayla Ann Mitchell. Christina Renee Mitz, magna cum laude. Christina Michelle Garcia. Lauren Malloy. Matthew Edward Maloney, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. April Ann Moore, summa cum laude. Jacob Daniel Morris. Brianna Marie Mounts. Jessica A. Napier. Lindsay Nicole Neville. Stephanie Jean Nintrup. Lindsay Rose Nottingham, cum laude. Christina McMullen, cum laude. Brittany Ray Oder. Michael Patrick O'Keefe, magna cum laude. Ian Dale Olson, cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Osborne. Amanda Brianna Owens. Mary E. Parker. Sarah Evelyn Parks. Ashley Nicole Patterson. Lindsay M. Painter. Laurie Ann Peak, magna cum laude. Courtney Lee Perry. Timothy M. Pickrell. Joseph M. Portwood, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Kaylee Nicole Poston. Maria Howard. Shelby Beth Pribble, cum laude. Anthony Putman. Abigail Blake Quiroa, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Nicole Elizabeth Ratliff. Ellen Remley. Sarah N. Replogle. Megan L. Reynolds, cum laude, University Honors Scholar, also receiving a Bachelor of Science degree. Michael A. Rieger. Joniel Rewalt. Andrew G. Risch. Christopher A. Robinson, cum laude. Brandy Nicole Roebuck. Catherine Ellen Rowe. Trevor Wayne Rowe. Leslie D. Roy. Lauren A. Russell. Ronald Michael Salerno. Heather Ann Maria Salisbury. Rosemarie P. Santos, cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Josie L. Schmid. Ethan Robert Schragi. Vicky Inez Schwartman, summa cum laude. Leah Sider. Lauren Marie Shaw. Tamara Simendinger. Miles Devon Skeens IV. Alexis Haley Skinner, cum laude. Adam William Smith. Danita C. Smith. Harley Smith, magna cum laude. Molly Catherine Smith. Michelle Lynn Snyder, cum laude. Jeffrey Richard Salman. Erin Elizabeth Spate. Claire F. Spradlin. Taylor Morris Spradling. Joseph Alexander Squarey, cum laude. Paula Susan Stapleton, cum laude. Natasha J. Stevens. Rachel M. Stevens, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Michael Wright Stein, summa cum laude. Andrew Warren Steckel. Kristen M. Stoops, magna cum laude. Vossler Scott Taylor. Emily Catherine Teagarden, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Lauren Michelle Tesla, cum laude. Anna Joy Thorner, cum laude. Ryan M. Tebby. Rex Anthony Trogdon. Paige S. Chumas, summa cum laude. Dylan Tucker, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Jessica A. Tumler. Joshua Edward Tunning. Sean M. Turner. Robert L. Vallandingham, Jr., magna cum laude. Biljana Veselinovic. Jennifer Cheyenne Wagner, magna cum laude. Courtney Kathleen Wardlow. Hannah Way, cum laude. Danielle M. Wilder. Darnell Wilson, magna cum laude. Jennifer Ray Wilson. Jessica N. Wimsett, cum laude. Shane Richard Winslow. Jessica L. Worth. Emily Ann Witten. DeMarcus LaShawn Woods. Rebecca Louise Wren, cum laude. Michael Bale. Ellen Patricia Broderick, magna cum laude. Rachel Catherine Burson, magna cum laude. Daniel James Calderon, cum laude. Kendra Elise Douglas. Derek Lee Evans, magna cum laude. James Curtis Faringer, cum laude. Blair Elizabeth Godshall, cum laude. Alexandra Ann Heydrich, magna cum laude. Hannah L. Linzer, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Rex V. Martinez. Carolyn Louise Parsons, magna cum laude. Devi Elise Reisenfeld, cum laude. Zach David Schneider, magna cum laude. Johnny Mac Smithers. John Patrick Tibbs. Harley Marie Cooper, summa cum laude. Allison Marie Evans, cum laude. Seth Burgess Wallen. John Robert Collins. Tatiana Nikolaevna Davis, cum laude. Anna Teresa Egan, cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Ashley M. Joyner. Karen Renee Loveland, magna cum laude. Kyle Franklin Maynard. Zachary J. Mills, cum laude. Matthew Todd Phillips, cum laude. Christopher Bradley Saulfeld. Colleen Elise Schabel. Adam Richard Seibert, magna cum laude. Joseph Andrew Singleton, cum laude. Bright Abler-Deppy. Elise Marie Adams, cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Andrew Griffin Adkins. Faisal Mahdi Aldawi, Sr. Mohammed Al-Haji, Hussein Ali Al-Quran, Veronica Rebecca Alamia Marroquin, Rami Ali Alamri, Saeed Rafia Alamri, Ahmed Subi Ahmed Alatia, Peter Lewis Albrecht Jr., Raid Ayada Al-Dafiri, Hussein Ali Afakar, Ibrahim Adel Al-Haik, Mahmoud Mohammed Al-Hakim, Fahad Abdullah Al-Khater, Chelsea Nicole Allen, cum laude. Akram Abdul Karim Al-Marcuz, Ayed Khalaf Al-Katani, Abdullah Zaini Al-Shibi, Erica Danielle Amato, cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Christina Ann Ashlock, Dorothy Shannon Atwell, Catherine Frances Bachman, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Brittany Nicole Alexandra Baker, Anthony P. Bankamper, summa cum laude. Benjamin K. Bayless, Molly C. Beck, magna cum laude. Daniel J. Bell, Kathleen Diane Bell, cum laude. Dania Joy Cherie Bennett, Kristen L. Bethel, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Bolin, summa cum laude. Sarah Ann Borgman, Elizabeth Bravo Hernandez, Emily S. Brogue, summa cum laude. William H. Brooks III, Austin Alexander Brown, cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Clifford Jacob Brown, cum laude. Whitney Nicole Butler, cum laude. Kimberly Campbell, Kenny Mitchell Carpenter, Tabitha Jean Casey, also receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree from the Hale U.S. Bank College of Business. Ian Wong Chen, Amy Kate Klippiner, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Juan Victor Correa III, Joshua R. Couch, Bradley William Cunningham, Alan Edward Davis, Amanda Noel Davis, Barris Dizdar, Joshua Adam Dorman, Samantha Pauline Durbin, Shannon Dawn Elam, Catherine May Elson, summa cum laude. Emily Ray Ingalls, cum laude. Michelle Lynn Fair. Christina Marie Ferrier. Clifford Wayne Fryer. Derek Victor Gibbs, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Megan Renee Glassford, summa cum laude. Adam Laertes Gatula, summa cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Grant. Lindsay Marie Grayson. Megan Amber Hale. Elizabeth Blake Hall, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree. Nathaniel Thomas Hall. Lisa J. Hankey. Ashley Rose Hardy, cum laude. Evan Patrick Hart. Daniel B. Hemmerly, magna cum laude. Sarah Lee Henson, cum laude. Amber Latre Johnson. Jordan Elizabeth Jones. Mohamed Siraj Kamal. Celestine Kamau Chege. Brandon J. Kathman. Lynette Laurel Kennedy. Brian C. King. Lauren Michelle Kochmeyer, summa cum laude. Shelby A. Kozlowski, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Anna Louise Lang, cum laude. Ashley Lyle. Kate F. Liebisch. Chelsea Dawn Lovett. Catherine Jean Likens. Sarah Frances Maloney, summa cum laude. Chad Anthony Machinot. Elizabeth Joyce May, cum laude. Samantha Jade McKenzie, cum laude. Rachel Medlock, magna cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Nathan Meyer. Andrew Thomas Miller, summa cum laude. Jordan B. Moak, cum laude. Katie Lynn Nas, cum laude. Carly Ray Nessler. Diamond Janique Nichols. Alex Joseph Niemer, cum laude. Chrysalis Antigone Payne, cum laude. Justin Thomas Pettit. Tabitha Ann Phillips, cum laude. Jessica Lee Redman. Sean Patrick Reed. Maria Runker. Jennifer Ann Seaman. Robert W. Seelhammer Jr. Virginia Louise Shelley. Kelsey Lynn Schatzbarger. Elizabeth Ann Smallwood. Sierra Snow. Timothy Michael Stanger. Carly Joy Strohmeyer, cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Rebecca L. Sutmiller. Justin W. Taylor, University Honors Scholar. Taylor R. Tevis. Brittany Alicia Tobar Hanovan. Claudio A. Toro Saray. Jessica Rachel Turner. Laura Marie Vitti, magna cum laude. Cassandra Lynn Volker, magna cum laude. Morgan Ashley Walker. Kirk Calvin Wallace, University Honors Scholar. Jamie Lee Warndorf. Kirk Allen Weber, Jr. Danielle N. Werman. Diana Renee Wilson. Matthew Robert Weisty, summa cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Ashley Annette Wormley, cum laude. Alexander Evan Yarowski, cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Brandy Page Yeager, cum laude. Adnan Ahmed. Omar Abdulaziz Al-Halal. Receiving associate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences are Carol Christina Vanover Ayers. Kelly R. Preston.
Would you please join me one more time in congratulating our newest graduates from Arts and Sciences?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kevin Kirby, Dean of the College of Informatics. The College of Informatics offers 5 master's degrees, a Master of Arts in Communication and Master of Science degrees in Computer Science, Business Informatics, Health Informatics, and Computer Information Technology. Mr. President, it is a pleasure and a privilege to present the women and men who have successfully completed all the requirements for the degrees for which they have been recommended by the faculty.
Receiving the Master of Arts degree from the College of Informatics are Justin Eric Aramis Janisic. Christina Cooper. Jessica Marie Dennis. Danielle Donnelly. Cassandra Kinnett. Receiving the Master of Science degree from the College of Informatics are Carla Cecilia Cardenas Boldery. Michelle L. Miller. Lara Rose Dorenkemper. Justin Miles Duncan. Melissa E. Heaton. Kevin James Canup. Joshua David Patrick. Larry W. Rapier. John R. Dwyer. Teresa D. Riley. Yasmin Alufesan. Jason Bryant Daniels. Justin Thomas Fry. Hans P. Hagen. Rubaiyat S. Hussain. Julian Silas Adkins, Jr. Satinderjeet Kaur. Aaron Mason. Donna S. Masterovich. Deborah Nestat Hertz. Holly Lee Sylvie. Chad Ryan Smith. James Anthony Taylor, Jr. Russell W. Todd.
College of Informatics offers bachelor's degrees in the fields that are centered on communication, information, and computation. Mr. President, it is a pleasure and a privilege to present the women and men who have successfully completed all the requirements for the bachelor's degrees for which they have been recommended by the faculty.
Receiving bachelor degrees from the College of Informatics are Aubrey Lee Abbott, summa cum laude. Amber Lynn Adams. Megan Elizabeth Adkins, cum laude. Stacy Barnes, cum laude. Kenneth Kyle Biggs. Casey Danielle Binder, cum laude, University Honors Scholar. Nicholas Stephen Broadbeck. Paul Edward Burnett, Jr. Nathaniel Joshua Burton. Patrick Flynn Ashley, cum laude. Emily C. Condit. Ronald Terry Burst, Jr., cum laude. Stacy Nicole Grippa, cum laude. Michelle Rose Forlenza. Tara Lee Darrington, cum laude. Taylor Joseph Dwyer, magna cum laude. Derek Ryan Diarce, magna cum laude. Caitlin Marie DeGarro. Cody Rose Durr, cum laude. Eric Ryan Edens, magna cum laude. Hunter Shea Frederick. Chelsea M. Giancola. Colleen Goff. Dakota Chadwick Graves. Kyle Ryan Greeley. Matthew Ryan Hall. Claire Corinne Higgins, magna cum laude. Sarah Kennard Hignite. Rebecca Ruth Hill. Jenna Marie Hilbert, cum laude. Mandy Lee Horton. Emily M. Kitzmiller. Jeffrey Allen Kleinenberg. Danielle Aaron Leonard. Kevin Wei Young Lin. Emily Sarah Losing. Chelsea Lynn Long. Lauren Helene Martin. Crystal Michelle McElfresh. Brooklyn McGinnis. Jordan Bradley McHugh. Ian James Miller. John Curtis Minor, summa cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Moore, summa cum laude, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree from the College of Arts and Sciences. Samantha N. Morris, cum laude. Anthony D. Moore. Jeffrey Mulvihill. Nicholas M. Pekarik. Anthony Joseph Pesch. Sarah Danielle Pitts, cum laude. Rebecca Elizabeth Potzner. Anthony Robert Pugliano, cum laude. Nicole Renee Rasnick. Samantha Ray Riley. Stephanie M. Reinecke. Ryan Christopher Rapaski. Jade Carolyn Reif. Shelby Marie Rogers. Charles Edward Rust, cum laude, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree from the College of Arts and Sciences. Kalista Nicole Sarakasanis. Rachel Marie Schilling. Sarah K. Simpson. Miranda F. Thompson. Robert Charles Valerius, summa cum laude. Grace Ann Walker. Alyssa Catherine Walterman, cum laude. Kevin Gregory Ward. Brett M. Westcott. Andrew Stephen Wilson. James Patrick Wilson, cum laude. Brian Wolf, University Honors Scholar. Derek Gerard Wolf. Amy Marie Atkins. Sean Michael Banta. Nicholas Glenn Brock. Justin Lee Brown, cum laude. Ryan Joseph Durbin, magna cum laude. Jacob Jeffrey Enser, cum laude. Wade Felt. Zachary David Finke. Nicholas Daniel Gandy. Robert E. Grice Jr., cum laude. Margot L. Gross, cum laude. John Anthony Harold IV, magna cum laude. Fernando Patricio Jamriska Tapia. Brad Kaufman. Joshua C. Ketchum. Matthew Lee Klaber. Andrew James Livingston, summa cum laude. Casey Robert McGrath, magna cum laude. Joshua P. Newkirk. Alicia K. Poling. James Marvin Powell, Jr. Richard C. Ryan. Michael Keith Saylor. Trevor John Schmitz, cum laude. Ryan M. Stroh. Dustin Carl Sulek, magna cum laude. Nicholas Paul Sullivan, magna cum laude, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree. Zachary Joseph Torner. Adam William Trosher. Joseph C. Wagner.
Once again, let's congratulate the College of Informatics class of 2013.
Please rise and join in the singing of the Alma Mater. The words of the Alma Mater are printed on the outside back cover of your program.
Northern, let your vision lead us, hearts of women, men, and youth. Help us seek the higher virtues, guide us to the greater truth. Northern, northern alma mater, may our lives enrich your name, and in time leave us your children, better far than when.
Congratulations, graduates. You have achieved your goal, and it's time to celebrate. So please show your friends and your family that new degree, wave it high as we give you a standing ovation and congratulate you. This concludes our commencement ceremony. Please remain standing while the platform party and the graduates leave the hall. You are all invited to a reception in honor of the graduates under tents in the parking lot located between the arena and the soccer stadium. Thank you all for coming, and once again, on behalf of the Board of Regents, the administration, and the faculty, I congratulate each of you in the class of 2013 and wish you the very best of continued success. You are forever a part of NKU, and we hope NKU is forever a part of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.